نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. As Muslims, we have to believe in taqdeer, meaning everything is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever good or bad happens, happens by the will and command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if a calamity happens, we are told, as-sabru 'inda as-sadmatil ula, be patient and do not panic, meaning do sabr as soon as it happens and do not lose control of yourself, and you will be greatly rewarded. On the other hand, if we are blessed with a blessing, something good, we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يَكْفُرْنَا الْإِحْسَانِ. Those who are ungrateful will be thrown in the fire of hell. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with so many things, more than our desire, more than our needs, regarding clothes, shoes, food, drink, but still so many of us complain and say, I have nothing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. Think about those who haven't even got clean water to drink. And here we are complaining that I have nothing. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We are so ungrateful. One thing goes against our desire and we forget all the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear listeners, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful that it is mentioned, يَنْزِلُ رَبُّنَا كُلَّ لَيْلَةٍ. Every night Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down to the nearest sky and says, مَنْ يَدْعُونِي فَأَسْتَجِيبَ لَهُ. Is there anyone who is calling me so that I may respond? Imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remembering us, the Creator Himself remembering us, but we have no time to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can spend hours on filthy websites, but we cannot even raise our hands and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we do wake up at night, this is the least we can do. Who knows? It could be the hour of acceptance and our dua might be accepted. To show us the right path, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the best example. We should follow no one but the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who is the best example, the best style, the best life. Our eating, drinking, clothes, walking, sitting, standing, transactions, everything should be according to the way shown by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For example, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, "Aniyatil fidda wa khatimid dhahab." It is not allowed to use silver utensils, and men are not allowed to wear any ring besides silver, and that should not be more than 4.37 grams. And women also have restrictions in wearing rings. They can only wear gold or silver ring. Any other ring for them is not allowed. My dear listeners, from all the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most important one is Salaah. When the shaitan hears the adhan, lahu duratun, he breaks wind to drown the words of the muaddin. Today we also do the same. We try to drown the call towards the truth. We try to finish haqq, and we do not like to hear the truth. We hate those who speak the truth. We hate to be called for salah. We do not realize what salah is. Yunaji rabbah. In salah, we are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine how close we become to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in salah. When we prostrate, we are as if prostrating on the feet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Salah is the coolness of my eyes. not music, not movies or filthy websites. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to read such long rak'ats, tafattara qadamahu, that his blessed legs used to swell up. Today, our houses have become like a graveyard. No salah, no dhikr, no tilawat. My dear listeners, يُثْلَغُ رَأْسُهُ بِالْحَجَرِ, those who are not punctual on salah, their head will be crushed with a boulder continuously. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. My dear listeners, we need to create the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi ma adri ma yuf'alu bi. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say about himself, I swear by Allah, I do not know how Allah will treat me on the day of Qiyamah. Allahu Akbar. The greatest of all the prophets, Imamul Anbiya, is saying this. Who are we to sit, relax and think that Jannah is guaranteed for us? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us realize the reality of the hereafter. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.